ahead and get started. Hello again, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our webinar today. My name is Liz. I'm the digital marketing specialist here at Wodify, and I'm very excited to have Taryn from the Wodify team here with us today to help all of you turn your websites into lead generating powerhouses. Today, you'll discover the secrets to building a website that not only looks great, but also drives traffic and converts leads into loyal clients at your fitness business. So let me introduce you to who you'll be hearing from today. So like I mentioned, our star speaker today is Taryn Parsons, our Wodify Sites team lead. And then we also have myself, Alana from account management, and Sydney from customer success joining us. They'll be here if you have any account or support related questions. Sweet. So for some Zoom tips, just a few things to know before we get started. If you look on the bottom of your screen, you'll see a chat, Q&A, and reactions tab. So for chat, just keep your eye in there. Going to be throwing some things in there throughout this. Feel free to use that as a space to interact with both us and the other owners on the webinar today. And then for Q&A, please submit questions in there throughout the webinar. Taryn will answer those toward the end. For reactions as pictured here, if you navigate to the reactions tab, click raise hand. That'll let us know when you have a question or comment, and we can unmute you and you can actually talk to us live. If you've been to a webinar before, you know that we love when you guys do that. We love hearing your voices. So please feel free to chime in if you have any questions at all. But without further ado, I will pass it off to Taryn to introduce herself and get started.
Hi, everyone. So like Liz said, I am the team lead of the Wodify Sites team over here. I'm going to be going through today how to optimize your website for conversions. All right. So the first thing I'm going to go over is the conversion funnel. I'm about to throw a lot of information at you. If you have questions, save them for the end. We're going to be going over the presentation in a format that relates to this conversion funnel. So I'm hoping that as you gather more information, things will kind of come together at the end. Questions you might have at the beginning might be answered throughout the rest of the presentation. So please write down your questions for later. All right, without further ado, here's the conversion funnel. So when we talk about the conversion funnel, we are talking about the consumer's journey through the conversion, through your discovering your business and then converting with your business. So we have the picture of the funnel here. At the top, you'll see the consumer at the very beginning of their journey. The first step is discovery. Discovery is where potential customers first learn about a brand and its products. So this can be from an internet search. They might see an ad for your business. Even something like walking by your business outside counts as discovery. Anything that initially introduces customers to your brand and your services. The next step is qualification. So after customers have discovered your brand, they're going to take additional steps to actively research a product before they book with you. They're going to compare options. They're going to look at articles across the web. They're going to look at your web pages and finally make a decision. The third and final step is conversions. So this is where the magic happens. This is where potential customers take an action, such as making a purchase, scheduling something through the OSP, even filling out a lead form, anything that finally turns them from a website visitor into a lead. So this is where we're going to focus our efforts today, is on the conversion funnel. We'll be going over optimization tips for each part of the funnel so you can kind of see how the whole journey comes together. The first step, discovery. So like I mentioned in the previous slide, discovery includes search engine results, web or social ads, marketing, things like walking by your business, anything that initially introduces the customer to your brand. For the purposes of this presentation, since we're talking about your website and specifically organic traffic, we're going to be focusing on search engine results. So before we dive into optimization, a couple of definitions here. The first one is SEO. This is a big one for us website builders. SEO means search engine optimization. This includes keyword optimization, refining your website content, user experience on your website, and even the technical structure in the back end of your website. So things like mobile responsiveness, schema, which is structured code, I'll get into that later, your site speed, any other performance issues. These things all affect SEO. Search engine results page, or SERP, as you might hear me say. This is what happens when you search something in Google. So this should look familiar to everybody. Everybody has searched something in Google at some point in their life. What a search engine results page contains, you'll see a couple of ads at the top there. your locations map pack right in the center, and then finally your organic search results after that. So the top section is where you can kind of pay to play. You've got your map pack there, so that involves schema. Again, we'll get into that later. And then your organic results at the bottom. So these are results that just show up based on the keywords you searched. You didn't have to pay to play. You didn't have to put them in a map pack. It's just what's on your website. How these things interact together. SEO helps search engines understand your website and determine rankings on those results pages. A better SEO strategy results in higher search engine rankings and finally more leads to your website. I will preface this by saying SEO is a long-term strategy. It is not a quick hit. It's not a quick fix. It takes about 90 days to start seeing results from your search or SEO changes. So having a little bit of patience here is key, but it definitely plays off in the long run. All right, so your goal in this discovery step is to rank highly on those search engine result pages and attract leads. To do that, we want to implement quality keywords across your website to provide context for search engines when they're crawling. Optimizing your metadata, so this will improve how your results look on those search engine result pages. And finally, technical optimization. I'm only going to touch on a couple things within technical optimization, but this enhances your search engine visibility, so where you show up on those search engine result pages. All right, first thing we're going to go over, quality keywords. The best keywords for your website are exactly what people would enter in the search bar in Google. So to kind of illustrate this, we're going to go over one specific example. You want to add keywords to all essential areas across your website. So we'll take a look at this web page here. This is a homepage for Sierra Blue Yoga. And we are going to dissect it as we go here. So the first area you want to implement keywords is headers. In this first section here, this is called the hero section. You've got your business name. This is the easiest keyword to rank for. Very important to have that first and foremost on your homepage, especially. That just helps Google get a, that just helps Google get an underlying understanding of what exactly your website is, who your website is for. Obviously, you're talking about your own business there. The tagline, the H2 there, the second header you see in the hero, that's specifically talking about your location and your programs. Location and program-based keywords are essential, especially for local businesses like gyms. This is really what people rely on when they search in Google. So when I'm talking about keywords that are exactly what people enter into the search bar, in this example, if someone goes and search Lake Tahoe yoga classes, this page has a very high chance of ranking in that search engine results page, the first one, because we have that exact keyword in the H2 here. All right, other headers on this page, welcome to Lake Tahoe's favorite yoga studio. So in this one, we have Lake Tahoe Yoga Studio, also great keywords. Even how to get started at Sierra Blue Yoga. So let's say someone walks by your business, they see it, they're like, you know what, I want to go there. How do I get started? They go onto Google and they'll search, how do I get started with your business? If you have that exact keyword on your website, you're going to rank high in those search engine result pages. Even calls to action can be headers. This just provides more context to Google about the intention of your web page. Copy blocks is another important area for keywords. These are these smaller paragraph areas on your website, description text as it were. So keywords to include here, lots of program-based keywords, again, the location-based keywords. With location-based keywords, the more variety you can get, the better off you'll be. So let's say you are a gym in Los Angeles. If you can specify which neighborhood in Los Angeles you're in within those keywords, you'll have a better chance of ranking for those search results, which is really important for local businesses. Buttons and links. So buttons and links provide context for Google as to the intention of this web page, right? We're not just showing off the website. We're not just showing off your business. We actually want you to book a class. So if someone goes and says, I want to book a class in Google, there's a good chance this will show up because we have on the web page opportunities for those users to book a class. And Google understands that. Even things like these hyperlinks down at the bottom here counts as links. If you link back to a web page, so that's called a backlink. In this area, we've got drop-ins linked, unlimited memberships, class packs, and those all go to the OSP. Backlinks are great. Google can tell you're interacting with other websites, other services. That adds credibility to your website, and again, helps provide context. The last thing I'm going to talk about is metadata. I'm actually going to hop to the next slide for this one. Metadata you cannot see directly on a web page. You can see the meta title up at the top of the search bar when in your browser, but it's not something that's going to show up directly on your web page. Diving into that a little bit more, what is metadata? All right, metadata is meta titles and meta descriptions. It's what people see in search engine result pages, and even social media if you're posting a website link in social media. Keyword matches in metadata are bolded in search results. So as an example, we have Odyssey Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu here. Let's say someone went and Googled Jiu-Jitsu classes in Atlanta. You can see we've got bolded words in the meta description down there at the bottom. Google will pick out words that are relevant to your search and bold them in the meta description so that it entices users a little bit more to come to your website. The more bolded text, the more relevant keywords you have in a meta description, the more relevant that page looks to users, the higher likelihood that they'll actually click on that result from search engine pages. Each meta title and description should include keywords related to the specific page they're describing. They should also be unique to each page. So this example from Odyssey is from the home page. This is generally the structure that we want for the home page. You want at least your business name and your location in there. Since your home page is the front page of your website, the idea there is to give a very basic idea to Google about what you're all about. However, having additional pages like contact pages, program pages, about pages, coach bios, anything like that increases your chances of having more results in search engine result pages. So not only is your homepage showing up, let's say someone wants to contact a jiu-jitsu gym in Atlanta. If you have a contact page, it's very likely that your homepage and your contact page are going to show up in those search engine result pages, which just increases the likelihood that someone's going to click on your website. Including unique and relevant pages such as contact pages, program listings, it is really valuable to have that type of page on your website, not only for the context for the user, but also context for Google, and again, to increase your chances of ranking on those search engine result pages. Mobile responsiveness. Okay, so we're getting to the technical nitty-gritty now. Two things I want to focus on for technical is mobile responsiveness and schema. So we're going to dive into mobile responsiveness first. I cannot stress how important it is to have a mobile-friendly website. Reason being, Google and other search engines utilized mobile-first indexing when they're counting rankings. What that means is they are taking the mobile version of your website very seriously. That's what they're looking at to rank your website, not the desktop version. So you want to make sure that you have the same content on your mobile site as you do on desktop. Google doesn't want to see you hiding anything for mobile users. Other key factors in mobile-friendly websites are simple website structures. You don't want to overcomplicate your menu. You don't want a crazy amount of landing pages that aren't super relevant. You really want to get nitty-gritty in the kind of content that you have on your website and create your website so it's really simple to understand, not just for users, but for Google. I like to think of Google as kind of another user. So if you're thinking about how users are interacting with your website, there's a very high likelihood that you're also optimizing for Google because that's how Google crawls your website. Responsive design. So responsive design involves a lot. It involves code minimizing, image optimization, resizing all your headers and body fonts, resizing buttons, make sure things are easy to read. The menu looks totally different on a mobile site. Basically, everything shrinks down for mobile. You're not recreating a mobile site. You're not creating a duplicate website for mobile. Your website should be fully responsive for all screen size, including desktop, tablet, and especially mobile. Optimal loading speeds. So this is kind of another area of responsive design, but in general, you want your website to load fast. If I go click on a website from Google and it takes more than 3 seconds to load that page, I'm going to click out. I'm going to bounce. I'm not interested anymore. The website's not working. People in today's day and age really want to move fast through their research phase and their discovery and everything. So providing a very fast website is also essential, especially on mobile. If you're on mobile, chances are you're there for a reason. You're there to look quickly. You're not dilly-dallying around on your desktop. So you really want your mobile website to load very quickly. All right, local business schema. This one's a little bit more complicated, but I think you'll recognize it when you see it. Local business schema is a type of structured data markup that makes it easier for search engines like Google to understand your business. Have you all seen this in Google search engine results when you search for a business? This is what local schema looks like in Google. Adding that code to the back end of your website helps your local listings, especially that gives you things like your reviews, your hours, your phone number. If you have your Google business profile connected correctly to your local schema, search engine results like this are much more friendly than just your standard website link that you saw on those previous pages for metadata. So having local schema is essential. Chances are every single one of you has clicked on a result like this. That is for a reason. Bringing you back to the search engine results page, the other thing where local schema comes in handy, this whole map pack section here is based on local schema. So notice how we've got the sponsored ads first, and then the map pack, and then the organic search results. There's not really a cheat code for SEO. Like I mentioned before, SEO is kind of tricky, takes a long time to take effect. But if there's any cheat code at all for showing up in Google rankings, it's local business schema. And that's because the map pack shows up second. So it is essential to have this in your website. That being said, it is a little bit tricky. You can Google instructions for setting this up, but honestly, I would recommend asking your web developer. If you have a Wodify website already, this is already implemented on your website. This is something we do automatically for every website build. All right. Moving on to step 2, qualification. Hopefully y'all are still with me. It gets a little bit easier from here. All right, qualification steps. So this is the research phase. This is where consumers are making sure they're making the right decision for themselves. This involves things like website content, landing pages, blogs, all sorts of things like that. Reviews from Google or Facebook or other third parties, social media posts or articles. If like a publication has written about your business, that's great. That's something that people can use for research. Again, for the purpose of this presentation, we're focused on what you can control from your website. So we're going to focus on website content. All right. Your goal in this qualification step is to convince visitors to become leads. You really want to prove your business to them. You want to prove your worth to them and convince them to come to your gym. To do that, we're going to focus on 2 steps. The first one is creating informative content. This is all about giving visitors enough information to make an informed decision. And the second part is including trust signals. So not only do you want to prove that you're prove that you're the right gym for them, you want to show that it's the right gym for other people too. We have other users just like you who come to our gym and seen success. Trust signals are things like reviews or contact information, things that prove that your business is legitimate and reliable. So diving into informative content, there's a variety of content. You want to include a variety of content on your website to show visitors why your gym is the best for them. So they've already clicked into your website. Now it's your job to prove to them, hey, this was a good decision coming to our website, right? So examples of content you can include, programs and events. This is great. If I am looking for a gym, chances are I'm looking for a specific type of gym. Maybe I'm looking for a specific program. This example is from a CrossFit gym. So now I can see, hey, they have CrossFit, but they also have open gym. I can go do this myself if I want to. That's a huge selling point. Class schedule, very, very important. I'm not going to go sign up with the gym if they have no classes at a time that I can go, you know? If they've got classes in the morning, let's say I've got kids, then I have to go to school, there's no classes in the evening, I'm probably not going to be sold on that gym. But if they have classes that fit into my schedule, huge selling point. Membership prices. So if you have simple membership prices that you can post, do it. Pricing is a huge factor, not just for gyms, honestly, just for any businesses or service these days. People are going to want to go to the website, not only just see what your gym is about, but also how much it costs. Finances are a huge restriction when it comes to product and business decisions like this. So if you have the ability to make it easier for users to find your pricing and make that decision, do it. Post your pricing on your website. Company values or story. So this is where you can really appear relatable to your clients. You know, not everyone is going to connect with your values or story, but not everyone is your target audience. You know, showing your values, showing how you were founded, the type of people who join your gym, the type of coaches that you have, all of those things can be great selling points for not just selling your gym, but your community as well. Community is a massive selling point for gyms. So showing off your community on your website is key. Facility information. If you've got a state-of-the-art facility, great equipment, that's a great selling point. And FAQs, this is an easy one. If you've got questions that you're being asked constantly by new customers, make it even easier for them. Put it on your website. Don't make them contact you to get that information. Put it out there for them. Chances are, if you already have FAQ, if you already have those questions answered, other users are going to have those questions. It's not a one-time thing. You just want to make it easy. Post it on your website. You can even post links and things from your answers in there. If you want to link to blog posts or purchases or contact forms, anything like that, FAQs is a great place to do it. Pretty much everyone clicks on FAQs on websites too. So, all right. In addition to informative content, you also want to include trust signals on your website. 90+% of internet users, and this number is kind of rising these days, rely on trust signals like reviews to make decisions. So how many of you have gone on and seen a product or a service and were like, I'm not so sure, I'm gonna go look up reviews first? Pretty sure every single one of us has done that recently. For me, it was like yesterday. Happens all the time, right? Trust signals might come from other sources. You might source reviews from Google or social media. Doesn't matter what it is, but they should be prominently displayed on your website as well. Types of trust signals you can include. Member reviews. This one's easy. This is an example from a Wodify website where we have Google reviews actually directly integrated on the website. Super easy to manage. They're all automatic, sorted by 5-star reviews. So anyone visiting this website can immediately see all of the most recent 5-star reviews from members of your gym. Success stories. If you have customers who've seen great success with your gym, brag about it. People want to see that. People want to know that if I come visit your gym, I'm going to see success. So success stories are a great way to share that information and prove that you're a trustworthy and reliable gym. Contact information. This one's interesting, but people are more comfortable with your gym and your business if you post contact information directly on your website. They want to know that if I'm having issues or questions or anything, I can reach out and actually talk to someone at your gym, makes you seem more reliable, more trustworthy. And last but not least, images. This is a pretty understated part of some website designs these days, but I'm going to stress how important personal images are. You want to display your own images of your members using your gym. It makes your website and your business more relatable to potential leads coming in and looking at your website. You really want to show off people having a good time, people finding success with your business. That's going to send not just obvious signals, but some subliminal messages as well to users on the website that, hey, this gym is a great place to go. All right, that gets us through our qualification phase. Now we're on to conversion. So this is after someone has discovered your gym, they've done their research and know that it's the right choice for them. Now, how are they going to become a lead? So we're going to focus on a few things in here, and we are going to touch on every single one of these points. Conversions are obviously very website friendly, so you don't just have to focus on one type of conversion on your website. You can expand what you're looking at and what you're integrating for your users to have more options to convert. All right, so your goal at this phase is to finally convert those visitors into leads. Make it happen. Ooh, those came up at the same time. The first one is conversion methods. So we're going to go over all of the specific ways that you can gather information from your visitors and turn them into leads. Content optimization. So in addition to just providing the method, you have to optimize your website to make sure it's super clear and easy to use. And then automated lead management. So we're going to go into how to get the most of Wodify out of this. Wodify does a lot of this for you, makes the whole lead management system easy, especially if you're on a Wodify website. So we're going to touch on some of those points as well. All right. First, what counts as a conversion? When we talk about converting users, what exactly does that mean, right? Contact form submissions. If someone wants to book a free consultation, they can reach out to you through a contact form. That submission counts as a conversion. Purchases made from the online sales portal, even retail checkout pages, if you sell t-shirts or something on your website, that counts as a conversion. Scheduled appointments through the online sales portal. Let's say you have a free trial enabled. Scheduling a free trial appointment would be a conversion. If you have something like Acuity or Calendly or an outside scheduler software, scheduled appointment from there would also be a conversion. And finally, click-throughs on phone numbers or email addresses. Even something as simple as recognizing that a client clicked on contact information and actually reached out to you, that counts as a conversion. When you're trying to decide what kind of conversions you want to focus on for your business, think about how users come into your gym. Think about what's important to you as a business owner to gather from those visitors. And from there, you can figure out the best conversion method for your business. All right, we're going to talk about conversion-oriented content now. So this is all about framing your website the best way possible to turn those leads into conversions. So we're going to focus on this homepage here, and we're going to kind of dissect it piece by piece and go through different optimization methods. All right, you want to include multiple opportunities to convert on landing pages. So from that homepage, we saw Hero Unit. There's two ways to convert here. We have a Get Started button, or you can get in touch. Here, there's even more ways to convert. You can either book a free intro or book a free class. Those are both conversions. That's the second row down. The next section, we have options to get in touch, get started. You can even learn more about them and continue your qualification journey from here. There's a form directly on that page. So if they didn't click Get in Touch button, we've got a form. You can do it directly from the homepage. Make it super easy. Even in the testimonials section, we've got a Get Started button. And then finally, something that I like to call the last chance row. This is the very last row on the page right before the footer. Reason I call it as last chance row is because it's the last chance to convert before you hit the end of the page. If someone scrolled all the way through your homepage, we hope that that's enough to convince them to convert with you. So we want to offer them one last opportunity to do that down at the very bottom of the page there. All right. Calls to action should stand out to encourage conversions. So when I talk about CTAs here, I'm not just talking about buttons, I'm also talking about headers. Buttons are the easiest CTAs to talk about. A CTA is really just triggering the user to convert on your website. It can be telling them via a header or providing a link through a button or a hyperlink. So in this example, your buttons would be your CTAs, either get started with us or get in touch. That's telling the user directly to do something. And then the other row I want to focus on here is getting that last chance row. In addition to the button, we have that hero there. Get on the path to health and fitness. That is telling users what you want them to do. You are providing them with instruction and then a link to do it. Speaking of instructions, you also want to include instructions on how to get started with your gym. So signing up with a gym can be a little bit complicated, right? Sometimes it's easy as like, I'm going to book a free trial and we're just going to go in and see what happens. But other times you might require like a free introduction. You want someone to come in and talk to you. You want to figure out their goals. You want to figure out what's best for them. There's also people who are brand new to the sport, never experienced anything like that. They're going to have different needs from someone who's, they've been in CrossFit, let's say, for a long time now. They know what they're doing. They're just going to join, right? So not only do you want to include instructions for how to join, you also want to provide options for different types of customer needs. Specifically in this case, like I just mentioned, we've got your brand new users and your already experienced users. So if I am on this website, I'm looking for CrossFit in my area, I have this nice CTA header right at the top, take the first step today. Then we have instructions telling me how I'm going to take that first step. Let's say that I'm brand new. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just getting started. So I'm going to look at that get started section, wants me to book a free intro. Okay, great. I have super clear instructions here. Same thing for people who are already experienced. We are telling them exactly what we want them to do, and then providing a way to do it. Just anything you could do to make your content easier to understand, easier to get through. You make your intent clear, and you make it easier for users to get through your website and turn into leads. All right. Last but not least, in this part of the presentation is Wodify recommendations. So these are specifically things that we have in core to enable you to get leads. I would suggest utilizing as many of these as possible. Our whole goal here at Wodify is to make gym management super easy. So we want to make sure that we're allowing that experience all the way from your website to Wodify Core. So the first thing we can do is no sweat intros. These are those free consultation intros for inexperienced users and first timers. You might also offer this for people who are already experienced if you don't want people signing up for a free trial. No sweat intros are great. They're free, super conversion friendly. People like to come in for intros and talk to you guys. So definitely offer that. Free trials. If you have customers with previous experience, or let's say you offer CrossFit classes for a gamut of abilities and they can join a free beginners class, offer a free trial. Free trials are huge conversion drivers. People love the word free and they're definitely going to click on it, right? If I go to a gym website, I'm like, not so sure I want to do this. Oh, you know what? There's a free trial. It's risk-free. That's a huge thing. Class packs and plans. This is for customers who want to become members. So they're already familiar with your gym. They already know they want to sign up with you. Give them the option to do that from your website. Don't make them come and sit down with you. It's a little bit tedious sometimes. If you can provide an option for them to buy a membership or a class pack directly from your website, that's great. Users love that. Super easy to sign up. They'll keep that membership going. They're probably pretty familiar with you by that point. So just giving them an easy way to continue with you is a great way to go. And finally, we offer a Wodify lead form. So we have lead form generation abilities directly from Wodify Core. If you generate your lead form from Wodify Core and put it on your website, leads who fill out that form will automatically be uploaded to Wodify Core. This is huge for automated lead management, super helpful for you guys. If you don't already have it utilized on your website, this is probably the easiest thing you can do from Wodify Core is get that lead form on your website. It's a chunk of HTML. You can either plug it into an iframe yourself or honestly ask your developer to do it. If you're on a Wodify site, chances are this is already integrated on your website unless you specifically requested a different form. All right. I know that was a lot of information. So we're going to go over some key takeaways. These are things you can do right now to optimize your website. The first one, make sure your website is mobile friendly. Make sure people visiting on cell phones can use it well. That'll help you rank better in Google. Again, SEO takes a while, but mobile friendliness is huge. Find keywords you want to rank for and implement them in key areas. Take some time, do some research, think through, okay, if I am a user going to Google, what do I want my website to show up for? Do I want it to be CrossFit classes in my location? Is there something a little bit more unique about my gym I can use? You want to really figure out which keywords are going to bring you the most qualified leads. Add local business schema if you don't already have it. Like I mentioned, if there's any cheat code to SEO, it's this one. Integrate reviews and other trust signals onto your homepage. If you don't already feature testimonials or success stories, you absolutely should. If you're using stock images right now on your website, I would take that opportunity. You can go snap a few photos with your phone even. Those pictures are generally high enough resolution to even put on your website. Super easy to get your own pictures these days. Definitely worthwhile. Enabling no sweat intros or free trials or drop-ins in your OSP or even the lead form. I think we'll get to that in a second. But making sure that you have those options easy to get to from the OSP, that makes it easier for your users to use your website as long as you have them integrated on your website. So if you don't already have any of these options enabled in the OSP, give it a try. And finally, embed that Wodify lead form on your website. If there's anything you could do to make lead management easier, this is it. All right. Finally, how can we help you? That's a lot of information. It's a lot of stuff to do. And honestly, that's only the surface of it. Websites take a lot of work. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. We have Wodify sites. Obviously, this is my specialty. This is my team. And here's what we do. We build mobile responsive websites, fully responsive. They are already optimized for search engines and conversions. So we build based on a set of optimized base templates that have been built specifically with fitness and gym businesses in mind. On top of that, we do offer a significant amount of customization. You can be as involved or as least involved in the process as you want. We have some clients who are very, very busy. They don't want to touch their website at all. We can handle it for them. We've built websites from scratch before, including content. We've also migrated over massive existing websites. So if you have an existing website you're super proud of, we can carry that whole thing over to Wodify sites. If you want a brand new site and you want to be super involved in it, we will happily work with you. So the level of involvement is up to you. The level of customization is up to you. Our templates are in great shape and they're already mobile responsive. So no matter what you choose, we got you covered. Integrated Wodify lead forms for automated lead management. As I mentioned before, this is kind of a default for Wodify sites. We will give you your preview of your Wodify site with an integrated Wodify lead form. Again, if you want to use a different form, that's up to you, but we'll work with you on your lead automation, whichever way you go. This is just our recommendation. Easy website management through Wodify Core. So Wodify Core does have access directly to the website editor. So as soon as your website goes live, you will have access to that website editor directly through Core. You don't have to go to another website. You don't need another sign-in. It's all through your Core login. If you're an admin in Core, you have the ability to manage your website. Monthly performance reports to monitor your success. So we provide detailed information on traffic, search queries, impressions, things that help you get a better picture of how well your website is doing so that you can continue to optimize from there. Ongoing website support with Wodify support. If you have issues with your website or you're uncomfortable editing yourself, you have new pages to add, or you want to remove sections, whatever help you need with your website, all you have to do is email support@wodify.com. My team actually handles all those support requests, so you are getting expert level support every step of the way. Continuous feature updates based on client needs and requests. This is one of my favorite points. So we take your requests very seriously. We take them into account. If we have a few clients who've asked for the same things, we'll take that as an action item and go figure out an add-on or an additional feature that we can add to your website to make it even better. Some examples of this have been retail add-ons, so the ability to add a store to your website. We have ADA compliance tools, local listing management is a new one. Really anything that you guys need, feel free to request it, talk to us. We want to figure out a solution. We really believe in our product, obviously. We think modified sites are great. We've had great success with them. Our clients have had great success seeing more leads when they switch over to a Wodify website. So through the end of the year, we're offering free websites. Liz, if you could drop the demo link in the channel. If you go and schedule a demo with our account managers, they will talk to you, figure out your specific website needs and what we can do for you. We're also waiving our $300 onboarding fee through the end of the year. So I would suggest hopping on this deal as quick as you can if you're interested in a Wodify site, just to get the most value out of this. All right, that'll do it for my presentation. I will answer questions now if we have any in the chat, or let's see. Liz, did you see any in the chat?
Yes. So our first question is, I think you touched on this, but what are your thoughts on openly showing or hiding a pricing page behind a lead gathering wall?
So if your pricing structure is easy enough to where your clients don't need to consult you about it, let's say you just offer like a baseline, we have unlimited memberships, we have a 10 class pack, and we have drop-ins. If your pricing structure is that easy, there's no reason you shouldn't show them on the website. Forcing people to sign up through a lead form to see pricing can be kind of a turnoff. If I'm just looking around for gyms and trying to figure out what's in my price point, if I get blocked by a form, there's a good chance I'm going to exit out of that and just go look for a different gym that actually lists their pricing. So if you can, I would highly recommend avoiding gating pricing and just listing it directly on your website. It is a huge decision factor for users.
Nice. Okay, Alana already answered this, but I'll just recap. Karina asks, does the lead in Core specify if the lead is from a website or in person? And yes, you can see all of the leads' activity history right on their profile, and it'll outline where the lead came from. We also have a question from Stephanie. What is the monthly fee, I think, for Wodify sites after the actual build of the site?
So if you're on Promote, it's only $99 a month. If you're on any other plan, it's $199 a month. And that includes website hosting, 24-hour support, and we will continue to help you optimize your website if you have questions for us. So everything is an all-in-one price there. It's either $199 for non-Promote customers or $99 if you're on Promote.
We have another Wodify sites related question just to build off of that from Andy. Are we able to edit the site on our own?
You can edit most of the website on your own. Some things we keep restricted, like page creation and management of your navigation, just because those things are really touchy and sensitive to SEO. If you're super comfortable editing websites, you've done it before and you have experience with it, we'll open up more access. But in general, you will have the ability to edit all text, images, buttons, links, anything quick and easy that you would need to schedule programs, coach bios. So any existing content on your website, when we send it live, you'll have the ability to edit. If you want to add new pages or anything a little bit more complex, either contact us at Wodify support, or we'll open up access to you to do those edits on your own if you're comfortable with it.
Nice. Okay, another Wodify sites question. How long does it typically take for the site to go live if they were to switch over?
Our timeline these days have been about a month. So that is from when you submit your site to the queue to when you see your preview to when we finally take it live. Like I mentioned, the involvement in that process is totally up to you. So if you're comfortable with our expertise, you want us to take over, just build the whole website, get it done, send it live, we can absolutely do that. If you want to spend some time and go back and forth and really figure out your content and hone things in and be super involved, we're happy to do that with you. Yeah, really your level of involvement and how quickly it goes live after you see the preview is up to you. Previews generally take about 2 to 4 weeks to get to you. So that just gives us time to make sure we build the site, get all those connections done, and set you up for success at the beginning there. That does include content generation also. So all we really ask for you is that initial onboarding form. You can provide as much or as little content and context as you want. We will work based off that form to build the preview. We'll send you the preview within 2 to 4 weeks, give you the opportunity to provide feedback. We'll go back and forth as many times as you want, and then we'll take it live when you're ready.
Perfect. Okay, I think it's just Wodify lead form in general. How, when someone completes a lead form, how do they get notified about that?
So the built-in lead form featuring Core allows you to add admin emails on there. So not only will it get filtered into Wodify Core, but you'll get an email notification as well if your email is set up in that section. Don't know if I answered that very well. Alana, feel free to tag in if I messed that up.
I think you did great.
Yeah, I was like, sounds right to me. Okay, we just have a few more. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to get those into the Q&A tab. Okay, as a small business owner, it's hard for me to find time for website optimization. What are some tips you have for how to approach this with limited resources?
Honestly, Wodify Sites is my best tip. Wodify Sites is, again, very autonomous. We've got a team of experts. We've been doing this for years, not necessarily at Wodify, but we're coming from other companies as well. So we have web agency level expertise at very cheap prices. $100 to $200 for a website per month is extremely cheap. Take advantage of it. Use Wodify to your ability. You know, you're already signed up with us. If you're already using Core, Wodify Sites is kind of a no-brainer. So yeah, web agency level involvement there at cheap prices it's my best recommendation. If you don't have time to handle edits yourself, like I mentioned before, if you're on a Wodify site, you can send them over to support@wodify.com. Obviously, we'll give you editing access. Not everybody is comfortable editing their site. Not everybody has time to edit it. So we can take care of edits for you as well.
Perfect. Okay, so we have some a few website optimization type questions. Okay, what are the most common website optimization mistakes that you tend to see some of our businesses make?
That's a good one. Keyword optimization is interesting. So on a lot of gym websites, I see the mistake of not having your business name or any program or location information in your homepage hero, especially. I think that's the biggest issue I see. That's a huge missed opportunity. Homepage heroes, heroes in general are really important to Google. That's the first thing that Google sees on their crawl. That's what they use for context for that whole page. That's what they use to figure out what exactly this page is about and help you rank. So, especially on your homepage, if you're not listing your business information like programs or location in the homepage, you're missing a huge opportunity to help Google understand your website more. Honestly, that is a very quick and easy change you can make even if you don't have a ton of time. If you have access to your website editor, take a look at it right now. If you notice that your homepage hero is missing location or program-based information, please add it. That is a huge missed opportunity. Other thing is local schema, interestingly enough. So while that is a huge impact on local search results, not everybody uses it. We often see that from independent website builders sometimes, people who aren't really sure what goes into SEO. If you built your website on your own, there's a pretty good chance you don't have local schema included. So the more technical things like that are missed often in this industry also.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's really good to know. You mentioned speed improvements and how those are important. Do you have any quick tips on how to do that, improve speed?
Speed is tricky. Speed involves a lot of back-end technical stuff going on. My best advice is check your images. If your images are huge, they're probably going to take a long time to load. Something we have on the back end of Wodify sites is the automatic image optimization. So we'll take your images into the media library, and then once they're published on the site, we have backend code that optimizes those automatically for page speed. So yeah, image size is a big one. You want to make sure that it's just big enough to fit on the page. You don't want it to be blurry, but you don't want it to be too huge. The other thing that tends to get in the way of speed are the length of your pages. If you have a really long page with a lot of content, that's not going to load very nicely. And then CSS. So if you have style code on your website, let's say you have lots of animations, things fade in at certain points, any additional code like that that you just stack on to your website can hurt you actually in the long run. So while it might look really nice and shiny to a user, frankly, it doesn't have that big of an impact on the user journey, and it can hurt you in search results more than it can help you.
Gotcha. Okay, someone wants to know, can you please remind me of the monthly fee again for Wodify sites and the promo we're offering?
Yeah, okay, so promo we're offering is free website through the end of the year. That's the end of 2024. So if you sign up through December, your monthly fee will be waived until January 2025. We're also waiving our $300 onboarding fee. So that's our initial build fee. That's something we charge just for the initial build, but you won't see that charge either. Monthly fee after that. So starting in January 2025, if you are on promote with Wodify, $99 a month. Any other plan is $199 a month.
Perfect. I hope that was good. No, it was. Okay. And then we don't have any other questions in the queue. Is anyone? Oh, sorry, I came in late. Will this webinar be shared? Yes, definitely. It'll be recorded and we'll email it out to you. We also post all of our recordings on YouTube. So yes, definitely. You'll get all the tips. Don't worry. Okay. Is anyone else feeling brave? Maybe want to unmute? It's okay. I feel like a lot of people are scared to do that. It's totally fine. Okay. If there are, oh, Andy has one. Okay. Do you want to, if you hit the raise hand button? Yep. Okay. Let me. Okay. Andy, you should be able to talk to us.
Maybe.
Andy, are you there?
Your background noise, that's about it though. Cool.
Not working. Oh, I'm sorry. You can type your question in the chat. We'll make sure to get it answered for you. We also have, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Shy raising hand. Let me allow you to talk. Should be able to talk to us.
Yep. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Great presentation so far. I guess my question is that I could be wrong, but I think my site really has a lot of the things you guys are talking about. But I'm just thinking if I switch to Wodify sites, just having a new site might lead alone to having greater lead generation, just as because it's a refresher on the internet. Is that a correct statement?
That is an excellent point. So If we do our job correctly, you shouldn't see too much of a hit. We really make an effort to try to keep all of your SEO rankings intact. We have SEO audit tools that we use at the beginning just so we know what keywords you're currently ranking for and we can keep those intact. That being said, it is expected to see kind of a 30-day dip in traffic after a website goes live. And that's just because Google is taking time to recrawl and re-index that website. If you already have your SEO in good shape and we've carried it over well enough, you shouldn't see an impact past the month mark. And after that month mark, you should start to see your leads coming up. You should start to appear a little bit higher in search engine results, things like that. If you don't have a website at all, or if you're coming from a place where your website is in really bad shape, or maybe there were things on the back end that were missing, that 90-day run-up period for SEO is expected. So it'll take about 3 months instead of 1 month to start taking effect with the new website. But if your current website is already in good shape and we do our jobs well enough, you shouldn't see a dip in traffic past 30 days or so.
Okay, and then I guess just a general question, like for a CrossFit gym, what would you expect the average leads we should get like per week, like inquiries?
That's an interesting question. I would talk to your account manager about that, so we can do some deeper research into that. It really depends on the area. If you have a CrossFit gym in like Los Angeles, that's obviously going to pull in more leads than a CrossFit gym in maybe rural Texas, or maybe the other way around. If you have a lot of competitors, you might pull in less leads if you don't have as many competitors. So yeah, talk to your account manager about that. We can do some research into your area and your specific business and your competitors, and we can try to give you an estimate based on our current live sites.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else have any other questions that we haven't gotten to? All right. Well, those were some really great questions. Thank you so much for participating, asking us those. If we weren't able to get to you, or you think of any more that we didn't touch on, just please reach out to support@wodify.com. Our team will get back to you ASAP. But that is all we have today. So thank you so much to Taryn for taking the time to join us. Thank you to all of you for attending and participating. Like I mentioned, we will be posting a recording of this on YouTube. We'll also be sending it to you via email. So we highly encourage you to use this as a resource for your business in the future. Maybe send it to some of your admins or coaches that weren't able to join today. But other than that, we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. So have a great rest of your Thursday. See you guys.